everyone, welcome back. This is Denise, and today I want to do a wonky circle one with a new colorway because I was playing in the Kissho colors in a video and I still had them out and I still feel like painting. So I've picked out, I didn't even use a color card. I saw this green and I was putting back this gold and this white shiny one that's got orange in it, and this green kind of inspired me, and I thought, ooh, let's do a circle one, a wonky circle one. We use the honey mule paper because I like how soft it is compared to the other paper, and it does my wonky ones really good. So that's the honey mule 100% cotton. I'm gonna cut off 3 inches because I want it to be square. So 9 by 12 sheet. And I just save these. I can paint on them. Usually I use them to test stuff, and I like having little pieces to test things. And I'm just going to tape it down, and then we're going to do a wonky circle one because I want to test out these Kisshos in the wonky circle style that I like so much, that I've been doing with the Masha's colors. And you know, the Masha's are beautiful granulating colors, and so I'm going to do one of these with a little bit more standard watercolor. It might granulate, but it's not going to be the same as what we were doing. Let's just do it. Okay. So that green is color 26, and then I've got gold 58, and I've got the shiny white one, number 65. And then what if we throw in an acrylic ink while they're wet? I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I pulled out Daler Rowney Antelope because that's a fun color. It's a weird color. We may get off of what we ought to be doing here, just kind of get it started. Might not like it, but I feel like brown and green. We'll see. Yeah, so we're just going to experiment here. Let me get some water on these watercolors and just see how crazy. We might pick up some orange coming out of that, which I'm actually maybe kind of looking forward to. And we're just going to wonky it up. We're just going to wonky it up and see what we can get with this crazy color. Look, there's a little bit of orange in there. Maybe I should have pulled an orange acrylic ink. Wow. Yeah, I like doing stuff like this. This is the perfect way to like do a sampler that's not like a traditional sampler, and at the same time test out like different types of watercolors and see, do any of them come close to like the other one and what we were getting with some other stuff. Let's pull that little bit of that orange residue back in there. I need to pull the orange back out. The orange was pretty. Look at that. Oh my gosh, just wonky circles. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm kind of wondering, let's do it. Let's just see. Will we get any spread? Let's just see what we'll get out of this. No expectation, just seeing what we get, how it's gonna do. We could add a little bit more water if we wanted to, if we're not feeling like that's going anywhere. We could make it do some more. Just tipping a little tiny bit in there. I'm kind of liking what it's doing. That's pretty cool. Do I got enough? Do I need a little more right there maybe? Maybe a tiny bit just here. Maybe a little water mixed on that. Yeah, I feel like that was it. I had to look up at the little screen. Sometimes it's easier to see contrast and what you're getting if you stand back. So I look up at the little screen there to see what am I getting. And then I'm kind of wondering too, can I get any of this to reactivate and give me some wonky texture and just some different little. Yes, we can. Look at there. It reactivates and give us some other stuff. Okay, that's pretty fun. Okay, I'm liking these colors. Let's let this dry and kind of do its thing. And then we'll mark make and see what we got. I kind of wondered, should I have had a little tiny bit of that in the center? Ooh, maybe I should have had it like right in the center. Kind of doing a little something. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, that was a good choice. Okay, let me let this dry. I'm just gonna sit back and maybe browse some books or Instagram and look at stuff and just give this a moment to kind of do its thing, because I don't want to dry it with a heat gun, because that'll speed the process up and then maybe we won't get as interesting effects as we might have gotten. And what if on part of this we lay down the shelf liner and see if now we can get some texture also. Ooh, let's just do it. Oh, we did it. I know you think I'm a nut, but sometimes that's what makes art so fun, is when you can just stop and let it do its thing and have a little bit of joy in the surprises. Okay, let's let that dry and I'll be back. All right, let's see how dry we are. Tired of waiting. And again, this was just that foamy kind of shelf liner stuff. Oh yeah, okay, we got enough texture there that's exactly what I wanted. So that's just that foamy shelf liner stuff that you get from home stores or the grocery store. So I'm going to dry the little bit of peaks that aren't dry here. Alright, I think we're dry enough. And I'm going to pull out, I could pull out a brown pencil. I could pull out, let's pull out these little Arctic's acrylic markers that I haven't had out in a little while, because like brown kind of spoke to me. Let's see what this is here. Let's just check it. Let's check it. Oh yeah. I'm feeling it. It looks like that antelope. This one is 95 is the color. And kind of feeling like maybe we'll do some teardrops. 'Cause why not? Why not do it off of that line or whatever that is, the water that we did, that fun little texture there. Okay, my teardrops are better with the right hand. No, they're fine. They're just faster with the right hand. Okay, that's kind of fun. I like that. Good choice. That was a good one. Now I'm kind of feeling like, I almost feel, because we had that lovely tiny bit of orange in there, it's just a little tiny bit that came off of that watercolor tray. Kind of feel like maybe we need an orange dot. What do you think about that? Let's do it. Let's do a little orange dot. Oh yeah, that's a lovely, it's a fun, lovely little surprise color popping out of that. Yeah, take some little cues. If you have some like color runoff and you're like, ooh, look at that tiny bit, pull that out with, on a topper layer. Pull that color in a little more. Make it have a reason to be there, because that's a pretty little undertone. It almost looks like some of those Masha's colors that granulate. You see a little color pop out. That's almost what we created there. That same kind of look without having the granulating colors do one thing out of one little bucket there. Okay, I like the orange. I'm also feeling, go with me here, gold. I'm feeling some gold. So that's my Kuretake gold mica ink in my fine line bottle. Somebody asked me if there's anything in there to help shake that up. Nope, I just shake it up. Okay, I'm gonna do my favorite. Let's just get our little sample piece here. I like to get it started and make sure I don't have like a glob on the end there. I did have a glob, but oh well. Get myself some lovely, that was a lot. That was a lot. That's okay. We're just gonna go with it. We're gonna ride that crazy wave of too many. And put some gold dots while we're at it. I'm not really adding more ink. I'm just spreading that ink that's in the middle there. I'm just thinking a moment here while we're looking at that. Maybe I'll put a few little gold pearls in these little lines of gold. I like doing that sometimes. It's like a pretty little gold bead right there, like it's necklaces almost. Just a lovely little jewelry for our piece. Okay, I like that a lot. A lot. So this has become probably my favorite way to do the gold because it's cheap and you don't have to keep dipping it with your dip pen, and you can get a lot of different effects out of that. Okay, so I feel like for today I could be there. That's doing pretty fun. I almost was thinking maybe a little orange and like a fine liner for orange lines. Dude, I might just keep working more and more orange into my pieces. I don't know. What do you think about that? Maybe a colored ink in a fine liner and get some color. But I like the gold too. All right, let's just peel it and see what we got. I may have to dry that gold if I decide to decal the edges, or I could just decal them later. I don't know, I do like deckled edges though. Kind of finishes the piece off sometimes quite nicely. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I do feel like I need the deckled edges, so let's go ahead and dry the gold. Alright, hopefully we're dry. And as I was sitting there thinking, you know, the ruler sometimes picks up some of my gold, my dual edge ripper. You can see all the lovely gold there on the back half. And I was just sitting there daydreaming as I was drying, and I thought, what if I use a piece of dry wax paper, which I have a whole thing of that from the store, from the kitchen store. I think I got it at Costco or Sam's. And protect that piece of art from my ruler. And I may have less instances of stuff sticking on my ruler. It's my dual edge ripper. It's my favorite rip ruler. You can do ripped edges with a plain ruler. You don't have to do this. You can do it with your fingers. You can do it any way you want. I just happen to like this ruler, and I use it a lot because I love it. And I like the original one, and I like the side that's more subtle. So I like the rip ruler. You don't have to use a rip ruler to get the same effect. Use what you got. Love what you use. Have some fun with your art. Definitely needed the torn edge. Definitely feeling better about the torn edge, yes. Good decision. And I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not getting exact. Some people want exacty. If that's you, go for it. It's a good enough kind of person. I'm not looking to make some masterpiece. I'm just looking to have fun and create and enjoy. Could have left a bigger edge, but I like it. Good. And I'm just setting it on this artboard because it gives me enough lift instead of trying to stuff my fingers up under the paper on the table. Okay, there we go. I used to mention the art boards. These are fine art boards like MDF panels, and I linked those on my Amazon page too, so check that favorites page out below the video. I like being able to tape stuff down, then I can move it off my table if I want to work on more than one thing at a time while it's drying. It's just convenient. Okay, let's see. Which way? Okay, I think I like it the way I painted it, but you could then like turn it around and decide which way do you like it. And I love that green mixed in with the metallics and this antelope brown. F.W. Daler Rowney. That was a super cool set of colors and made for some really lovely circle art. Look how pretty that is. With that little tiny bit of orange shining through, it just made it look like a pretty granulating color. All right, hope you had fun hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys next time.